So one of the things I've, spent a lifetime ruining is religion, of course.
Sure.
And that's it. I never used to get applause for that. See what I mean? Everything comes around.
Yeah.
A lot more people who believe that now. And, of course, this week we had some very bad news for the Catholic Church. Are you Catholic? Sorry. Charlie, you Catholic?
I'm a pretty bad one.
Oh. Well, not worse than me.
No.
But it's, over 300 priests, over 1,000 victims. This goes back quite a ways. But I'm going to just say what I've said many times about this subject. If it was anything other than the Catholic Church, if you heard this about Jiffy Lube, if you read in the paper, at Jiffy Lube, over 300 technicians were found guilty of molesting over 1,000 children, would people still go to Jiffy Lube? It's amazing how they get away with it. It's like, well, let's go to church and straighten this out.
Let me just say, there is one way that is a surefire way of stopping this ridiculous cover-up and this tendency toward
what you're going to say.
And it
Women
is
priests, right?
ordain women and let priests marry. That's it. Why are we covering this up?
Well, there's actually another way we could stop it. Make the priests wear body cams. Put it right in the cross.
What on earth would you want that footage for?
Well, I mean, just like with the police, they would think twice before they did something shitty.
Here's the problem, though, is that it's not as... People seem to think that priests, for some reason, that the occupation causes them to become predators. But what I've read is that what predators will do is they'll work their way into any social position of privilege where they're allowed to work with children and be sort of morally unquestioned.
Right.
You know? And so, like, football coaches are another example. That has the same social characteristics. Football coaches can get married, right? It has nothing to do with religion there.
Right.
It's just... And the problem is the institution. If you create a situation in which people have access to children unfettered this way, you have a responsibility to make sure that you're not allowing vermin like that in your institution to sit there and fester there.
Absolutely. It is a structural issue. It is a structural issue.
There's a few parts of the story that I think were getting missed in some of the coverage. One is that we talk about that number of 300. That's not even in the universe of what the real number is. I mean, that is the documented number when they subpoenaed them. I mean, we don't know the scale of what we're talking about. And the other thing that really struck me is just the resources required to actually get to the truth. I mean, the church stonewalled them at every step, and it required the Boston Globe, a full investigative team previously, and now we have an attorney general and the apparatus of the state. The church is not making this easy.
Right.
It's still not making it easy.
And they apologize and they say how terrible it is, but they never say it before they're caught.
Right.
Which is the terrible thing.
No, but they don't say it after they're caught.
Well,
I don't like the Trump administration.
There's a systemic cover-up.
Understand that if you are actually a Catholic, this is much more horrific than if you're not. I mean, trust me, I feel more, passionately about this than you do because this is the church that claimed to be the body of Christ. And yes, the celibacy has failed. Not having women in the church has failed. But I'm saying that because this is Reformation-style scandal. This is not something that can be dealt with by a commission, by an investigation. This is a church that needs an enema.
I
mean, it is. And this is why
There's
I'm
a lot of people in that church who would enjoy it. So let's... Maybe that is not the best solution, right, Adam? Okay.